Hey, everybody, and welcome to All Things, the show where we talk about all things trendy in pop culture, current events, sports, you name it, whatever is going on and whatever is on people's mind. Of course, I'm your host, Ernest Dancy, and this show is brought to you by the app, the platform, the ecosystem, the multimedia ecosystem that is Views. That is www.views.watch. You could download it for your iPhone in the iOS App Store. You could download it for your Android at Google Play, or you can access it online. Now, let's get right to it. I wanted to begin this segment talking about the acquisitions or the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery between Netflix and Paramount SkyDance. I don't know what side of the aisle all of you fall on, but do you think that if Netflix does acquire the WB, Warner Brothers, their library, HBO Max, all of the associated IPs, of course, outside of the cable channels, that's Discovery, CNN, things of that nature. That's what Netflix wants. Do you believe that if they do acquire it, they're going to treat the consumers fair? Or do you think they're going to start price gouging? Are they going to raise their subscription price? Are they going to keep titles like Superman, Batman, the Justice League, things of that nature? Are they going to bring them straight to Netflix, straight to streaming, and skip the theatrical releases altogether? This is a question that is on many people's minds, many investors' minds, and the minds of many people who subscribe to Netflix. Because, of course, they are probably hoping, it will come straight to Netflix. Is that good for Hollywood? Does anyone care whether or not it's good for Hollywood and the business that is Hollywood? Is it good for the consumers? And is it good for the consumer experience, the user experience? These are questions that will soon be answered. Would the WB be better in the hands of Paramount SkyDance? I don't know. That would be Larry Ellison and his son. They already acquired Paramount. Would acquiring or being granted the right to acquire, to buy with their partners, some of which are in the Middle East, would that be beneficial to the consumer? Would that be beneficial to the viewers, the watchers, to Americans? These are all questions that have to be answered before this acquisition is consummated. I don't know. A lot of it is slippery slopes. A lot of it is just the ebbs and flows of how the evolution of every industry goes. The only thing that is constant is change. And now this is film and television's era of change and some say reckoning. Disruption. We'll see. We'll see if it's for the better or if it's for the worse. But things will not be the same. This is definitely, and this is coming from someone who's been in the film and television industry for about 20 years now. This is a new world order as it pertains to entertainment, as it pertains to motion picture entertainment and how we consume it and how it is distributed to us. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because I know you have some really interesting thoughts on it. Most people do when I ask them the question or the questions about that acquisition and what's going on in film and television in Hollywood, the power players, the movers and shakers, and how they're moving and shaking. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the NBA, the OKC Thunder. So after losing to the San Antonio Spurs 3 times already. Most of the time, Victor Wembanyama was playing no more than about 25 minutes because he was coming back from an injury and they were easing him back into the flow of things. Those who did think that OKC was and were the prohibitive favorites to win the 2026 NBA title, do you still feel that way? Do you still feel like they're going to be the team that comes out of the West? Me personally, and I played Division I basketball. I'm a hooper. I'm deep in this thing. I play for real. I don't think that they will. I think that it is now a 3-horse race that is between the Thunder. I think that is between the Denver Nuggets. And I think that it is now between those two and the San Antonio Spurs with Victor Wembanyama. But it's not just because of Victor Wembanyama. I think Stephen Castle is the equivalent of Anthony Edwards, or at least I think he's approaching that mark. I think that that young boy is that good. I think he's that tenacious. I think that he's that skilled, and I think that he wants it to the same level that Anthony Edwards does, but he just has a quieter demeanor and persona. I think that De'Aaron Fox could care less about who Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, what he's done, what he's accomplished, and literally what he is on the court when he's in front of De'Aaron Fox. I think that Dylan Harper comes from great stock. I don't just think that he comes from great stock. Yeah, I know he comes from great stock. He comes from Ron Harper, right? I think that he's going to be a problem. I think that he is a pure professional. He's athletic. I think that he has a high basketball IQ. He can score the ball. He can defend. I think that he knows how to play team basketball. And I think that on any other team as a rookie, he would have been a starter. You know, any other team who fell in the win-loss column to have the right to win the lottery, to draft someone like him, he would be starting on their team. And I think that Vassell is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that is a great thing for the San Antonio Spurs because he's playing at a high level so that he can keep his spot because he's sandwiched in between all of these great young guards and De'Aaron Fox. And that's all working out in San Antonio's favor. I think that Mitch Johnson, he's damn near just like Greg Popovich, and they have not missed a step. It's almost like Popovich is coaching the team right now with Mitch Johnson in that head coaching spot. And I think that they are actually a better team when they and OKC go head to head out of the two. I just think that they are. I think that Chet Holmgren is not as good as Victor Wembanyama, will not be as good as Victor Wembanyama. And I know that Victor Wembanyama knows this and wants to prove this. It's going to be very interesting. I think that Shai is going to continue to play at a very high level, and I don't think that it's going to matter. I think that Jalen Williams is going to be even better than he was last season after he fully gets his legs back under him from missing so much time because of his surgery in the offseason. He's going to play at the same level, if not better. I think that Chet will continue to average 18 points per game, but they probably have to make a trade now with all of the assets that they have, the draft picks that they have. They can't stay the same and think that they're going to come out of the West, in my humble opinion. And I think Jokic is the best player in the world, again, right now. Once again, that is literally how he's playing. That's how he started this season. That's how he's continued to play this season. The dude just had like 58, 15 and 15, and he scored 18 in overtime in a win. And that was the first time anyone in NBA history had scored 18 points in OT. And scoring isn't even his preferred method of destruction. It's playmaking and passing. So it's unbelievable. Aaron Gordon, when he gets back, they're going to really be at full strength. If he didn't get hurt, he would have probably been top of mind as it pertains to all-star consideration. If the Nuggets move into second place and hold second place leading up to the all-star game, they would have most definitely had 3 invites to the all-star game. Jamal Murray, who's now averaging a career high for the regular season, Jokic, and it probably would have been Aaron Gordon. So they're going to be tough. They took the Thunder to 7 games last season in the playoffs. They're former champions. They are dangerous. The next thing I wanted to talk about is